Where we last left you off, we finished the ceiling in the van, we installed it, and we left the holes and the wires hanging through so we could put lights up.
Yep.
And there isn't a break in the videos, but we did take a break. We took 6.5 weeks off. We went back to Indiana, got our car sold. We went to Boston, visited my family.
Our hair might be longer or something, so we have to have haircuts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got a different outfit on. It's cold now. Yeah, sweatshirts.
Yeah, we've gone from
too hot to work to too cold to work almost. So we did take a break. But we're back now working on the van, and we're picking up right where we left off with the videos, with the exception of we put in some lights while we were traveling. My brother helped us out with figuring out how to wire switches and different things we needed. He's an electrician. And yeah, so here's the lights in the ceiling, or in the ceiling. We've got these really great LED lights. There's 3 in this front section. 1, 2, 3 in the front section. Is that all the way up?
Nope.
Turn them all the way up. Yeah, there we go. They're on dimmers. Turn it down. I don't know if that's going to translate. And they are flickering. I'm seeing on the screen here of the GoPro. They are flickering. I don't know if they're flickering in the video, but in real life, they're not flickering.
Nope.
So there's 3 here in the front section on a dimmer switch. And then there's 2 in the back section here. Same thing on a switch. So we can have them be completely independent of each other if we don't want to turn the whole van on and have a big old bright light up in the van. Here's the dimmer switches here. Just a simple knob on. It's off and then on, and it brightens them up. This is all the wiring we have to deal with when we build our upper cabinets and everything. But for right now, we are transitioning into building out our walls. We need to get the walls built and the upper cabinets here in the kitchen and at the foot of the bed. So we've actually started already. We've been working on that. We have some furring strips up here in the wall. So this area here is going to all be upper cabinets. We need to put furring strips over there. This is going to be upper cabinets up to this point at the door. And then down below, we're going to have our kitchen, our lower kitchen cabinets. The stove is going to live here. That's still the same plan. And we've left this gap because we're going to put in a niche. We're going to build in a little niche so we can utilize this space. There's a lot of space back here. I think it's like 4 inches, almost 4 inches. So we're going to have a nice little cubby here with some shelves. Be able to utilize that space. Then there's going to be a little partition here. And then we're going to do the same thing at the foot of the bed. So we have a little extra space back there for things. We don't need it to sleep. We're perfectly fine. We're 5'2". And there's just enough space for us to lay side to side without issue. But having that extra space will allow us to put a little shelf there or just something.
storage.
Anything extra in a van is gold.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at right now.
Inches of real estate.
Inches of real estate. So we're working on this. This is our next deal here is getting the kitchen side and foot of the bedside wall and upper cabinets installed. Because we have to have some storage space for our next journey.
Yeah.
Which is coming up in about another 6 weeks. So, something like that. All right, well, we're going to get back to doing this. We'll show you how we do it as we go along. Actually, right now, I'm going to put some plus nuts down in the bottom of the wall here so we can extend out a brace into the doorway to support our cabinet that the stove is going to be in, because that's just going to be kind of hanging out in the open space there. So we want to make sure we've got that well supported. So I'm going to actually use the new plus nut tool. So maybe I'll set the camera up and we'll show you how that tool works. I've already used it up top here to put in some plus nuts, and it works great. I love it. So, all right, let's get to it. So I'm using the step bit to enlarge these holes that are already in the wall of the van, the factory holes, so that I can install the plus nut. But there's insulation back here. I just saw that as I was getting ready to drill. And if I start drilling, that's going to wind around the tip of the step bit and cause me a lot of problems. So I need to pull this insulation out of the way so I can drill into this hole and then this hole over here. This one's easy. I can get my hand up in it. That's easy enough to do. This one is within this channel here, so I'm going to have to pull some of this down and clear that out of the way. So I'm just going to grab this insulation and, oh, Oh, actually, I can probably just push it out of the way with the screwdriver like that. I think that'll do it. All right. I don't know if that'll stay. That might. Okay. Safety glasses. Vacuum to catch some of the metal bits. That's one. So the plus nut fits into the hole I just drilled. Bring you over here, have a look. The plus nut will fit into this hole. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We bottom out, don't we? We bottom out. Okay, I'm gonna have to configure that a little bit differently then. What do we bottom out on? We do right there. And that is just a little shy of what our plus nut needs. Okay, let me think about this. Might have to make adjustments on that one, but I will be drilling out this one for sure, so that it will accept the plus nut. It's a little too small. And we'll also be utilizing this one that is a factory nut, factory threaded nut that's already there. So let me spend some time and think about this. Okay, I was able to get that one to work, even though the plus nut didn't fit all the way into the hole. With the new tool, I'll show you here in a second how it works. I was able to put it in, and there was only about, I don't know, gosh, from my thumb up, only about that much that it wasn't in. So I was able to start compressing it. And if you remember with the plus nuts, when they compress, they squeeze like this. So I was able to compress it enough to give me just a little bit more room to make the adjustment on the tool, to squeeze it again and compress it again, and it fit in there just fine. So I've got that one in there that fit perfectly. Let me set this up and I'll show you how this tool works. I've already drilled this hole out to accept another plus nut. Okay, I've already drilled this out to accept another plus nut. Let me set the camera up and I'll show you how the new tool works. This is the new plus nut tool that we have. The old system, which did work, required me to use the drill, an Allen wrench, and a series of nuts and washers that are just very loosely fitting on this stainless steel bolt. And the way this system worked was you just thread this on, if you remember from the previous video, and then put the plus nut on the wall and start tightening, and everything here spins independently of the bolt spins independently of all these nuts and washers. So this is what actually would tighten it and compress it down. Anyway, it worked. It was great. And in a pinch, it's fantastic, but it's a little more effort, and it's kind of sloppy. You know, you need to hold one end with a wrench while you turn the other end. It's sloppy. So getting this tool allows you to thread the plus nut on to. It comes with a variety. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It comes with 9 different sizes, so you can use this for up to 9 different size plus nuts. So you thread this on and you open these all the way up. In my case, I don't have a lot of arm strength, so I'll leave them closed just slightly. but you want this to be, you want the plus nut tight against this collar right here, against this nut. And when you do that, putting it in the hole, I'll just work this and show you how this compresses. So as you squeeze the handles, let's do it this way here. When you squeeze the handles, see how it compresses the nut? So you squeeze it all the way, and then you open the handles again, tighten.
To do that, you'll need to be online.
My phone in my pocket. So this is in the wall, so you tighten this knob here, which brings everything right back up to that collar. Squeeze it again, tightens it again, and you make one more final adjustment, getting that nice and tight on that collar, squeezing it again, and now that's nice and tight up to, it'll squeeze the head here of the nut between, the wall will be squeezed between there. Did I explain that right? And then when you're done, you just turn the knob with this being stuck in the wall, and it unthreads off the bolt here. So this is how the new tool works. It works great. Really, really love this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that last plus nut in there, and we'll be good to get ready to put the wall up. We've got to mark the location of all of these now, so we can pre-drill holes in the wall so that they're exposed when we get the wall up. So this setup goes right into the hole I opened up here. Squeeze it down. I open the jaws up and I tighten the knob, bringing that collar right back up to the plus nut. I squeeze again, open them up, tighten this, squeeze again, and that feels pretty good. So open them up, I unthread this here, and just like that, we have a plus nut installed in the wall. Solid. Very good. Real happy with this tool. It wasn't that expensive. We got it on Amazon. It's an Astro 1450, and it comes in a case with, like I said, 9 different threads, basically, so you can do 9 different sizes of plus nuts. So super happy with it. Really made the job a lot easier. We've got all of our furring strips installed over the foot of the bed. We've got 3 there. This one here will be a seam, so there'll be 2 boards on this one, so this will take care of the back end and the front end. We also have a brace here in place. We're going to be adding to it because once our full wall panel is put on, we're going to need to brace this to the framing part of this insert here. We're going to have to brace this out a little bit to make it touch the wall. The bottom wall, factory wall, and the top factory wall are not straight in line, if you can even imagine that. So this has to be brought out into the van to touch the paneling that is going to make our wall. So this is ready to go tomorrow. We're going to do that. We've got a couple things figured out about our... Huh?
You drilled out the plus nuts, but you...
Oh, we haven't drilled out the plus nuts yet. We marked them. We did the Q-tip trick with the stain. So we've marked the plus nuts for this panel. I just need to drill those out. And then we need to do the same for the back panel, but we've changed our mind on the length of that. So we're going to cut that a little short of what it is now, but we don't know how short until this first panel gets up. So everything kind of plays off of getting the front panel put in place first. Then we'll mark the plus nut holes on that one after we cut it to the right length and install that. That'll be tomorrow. We're going to have a wall up tomorrow. That's pretty exciting.
It is. Completely different.
We're going to be done with this project for today. It's 3:30. We're going to kind of clean up our toys and tools from this project right now. And we got our swivel for the passenger seat in the mail while we were away. So I believe I might try to install the swivel today before it gets dark. We want that passenger seat to spin around. Give us a lot more seating room in here and just a lot more room in general. So we're going to switch gears and work on a swivel. And we'll finish the wall tomorrow. And then we can start building our upper cabinets and the inset little niche areas in the wall. So, moving right along at a snail's pace. At least we're getting something done. I mean, you know, there's that.
There's that. Absolutely.
Ready to install our wall panel today on the front side here. We have the panel in the van. All the larger diameter holes here are cut out to allow access to all the plus nuts that we need. There's some on the top, some on the bottom. We have our blocks cut to brace behind here to bring this part of the wall out. The furring strips rather out and in contact with the wall here because they're not in line. I think we're ready. We've got the glue, we've got the screws, we have a brace cut to put along here once the wall is in because there's going to be a lot of tension on this here. And I really want to make sure the glue and the screws, everything's all set before we put that much tension on without another support. So we'll show you how that works after the fact. Oh, and Sherry outside here just grabbed the insulation bundle because we're going to insulate behind the wall. Probably before we get the braces in. I forgot about the insulation. We're going to do that before we get the braces in, right?
That's what we were going to do.
Yep, we should probably do that. So we're going to insulate behind here first. Because this whole area needs to be insulated back here. There's going to be a lot of empty space behind the cabinets. So we'll insulate first. The steps, there's always steps. Got the first panel in place, and that's what I was talking about by putting a brace down here. So I've utilized 2 of the plus nut spots to put that brace on there, just to put some pressure there, you know, along with a couple of screws, because this has been pushed out pretty extreme, and we didn't want to have to worry about the glue failing or, you know, just any mishap. So I feel better having that temporary brace there. That's the first wall panel. Second one is going to go here. We changed up how we wanted to do it. Originally, we were going to take the pipe that is our electrical channel off the wall and put it on top of the finished wall, but I think we're going to leave it there. So we need to cut the length of this board down slightly before we install it. But we'll install it in a similar fashion. We'll just put some glue up and put some screws in to hold it in place. Like I said, some of these screws are going to be temporary. These will be behind the cabinets. You won't see those once the finished cabinetry is on front of it. Nor will you see any of these down here, really. I think they'll be either trim or a backsplash or something here, so you won't notice any of that. But there's the first wall panel. That's exciting. We will insulate. I want that glue to dry a little bit more. We didn't insulate prior to, so we'll stuff the insulation down in here after that glue dries. And it's almost lunchtime, so I think I'm going to go make myself a sandwich. We are getting the small panel ready to install over the foot of the bed. So we've measured it, we've cut it to length, we shortened it up by, I don't know, what's that, like 3.5 inches? Yep. And we did our little gel stain trick again. We stuck some Q-tips in all of the plus nut holes. There, over there. Put a little gel stain on the Q-tips, set this in place, push it against the wall. Now we've got a perfect location marker as to where we need to drill. So I'm going to do, I don't want it to blow out the back side or the good side of this, so I'm going to just drill a pilot hole through these holes, flip the board over, and then use the hole saw and cut the hole out so that the plus nuts are accessible once this is installed. And the gel stain is still wet. I'm going to get gel stain all over the drill bit.
That's not the worst thing.
No, it's not. The worst thing is that this is a very dull bit and hole saw, and I don't know why my drill has been releasing things lately. I gotta look into that. The head of it doesn't just stay in. Yeah, this is a very dull hole saw. So when I get to the other side, it's more like a wood burning kit. All right, so here's my holes. I'll just put that through the pilot hole there and go for it. Wood burning. Our panel is set to put up, but guess what? We ran out of glue. We're making a trip to town to buy some glue. It's, you know, maybe 10 minutes to town. We got a couple things of adhesive. We're going to put this panel back up on the wall, install it today. We did put some insulation in the wall here. So we've got insulation stuffed down each of these little channels here, so that's well insulated. Yeah, some glue, and come back, do that. I think we're going to cut our hair today. We're both in pretty desperate need of a haircut. So we'll cut our hair today. We'll give Bailey a quick little bath. She has a vet appointment tomorrow. She's got a bump on her gums, upper right-hand side in the back. I noticed it about, I don't know, 10 days ago or so. And, good shot. The gums on her other side of her mouth look completely different than the right side. So we're going to have her checked out there tomorrow. That's about it. We'll show you the panel when we put it in after we get the glue and cut our hair, give the dog a bath. That's our day. Let's go get the dog, drive to town, maybe get a milkshake. Nope. I might want a milkshake. I might want to get a milkshake.